No gold is not in her. She's a diamond.
Welcome to another wonderful edition of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And today we're going to go through some various things that we've sold, and hopefully you're able to find some of these or you get some good ideas out of them to help you make some money. And I assume, again, you're going to be bringing the noise?
Like usual, yeah.
And again, it'll be Uncle Papergoy's story hour on my stuff. So let's see here what you got.
All right. For those that don't know, I'm a big Star Wars fan and collector. I've been collecting unopened things, figures and toys since I was a little kid. I picked this up from a customer. I don't really do much with the graded loose figures out of the package, but I had this one, so I figured decided to sell it and maybe purchase something else for myself instead. This is a Meccano Star Wars red sticker French baggy promotion from 1983. It's graded at 90% from UKG. It should be worth $1,000 to $1,500 in a strong market. I've had this up for $1,000 for a while. I end up taking $700 for it. So I made a little bit, but in return, I'm going to take that $700 and buy another similar figure that's carded for my collection.
Hey, I've got nothing to say. I'm just looking at there, and I don't know what half of those words in there. I mean, most of those I know what they mean, but not all together. What is UKG?
That's the grading company.
So is that encapsulated in some manner?
Yeah, and it looks much nicer in person. It's got a big plastic slab. You can't take it out of that. And it was a red baggy promotion over, I think, in Europe. And this was slab graded, basically mint condition.
So is there a 100%? Is that the 90?
I've not seen any that high. So usually 90, 95 is as far as I'm going to stretch it, because they can always find something wrong as far as if they're grading the baggie, the sticker, and so forth.
Okay. Interesting.
And then maybe next week I'll show you what I bought with that money.
Nice.
All right, next, I just took an offer on this about 20 minutes ago. Fresh. 1978 Elvis Presley sealed case of Donruss card boxes, 16 boxes, 36 packs, so around 500 packs in a case. So they paid, I want to say, I took an offer a little under $400, so I made some money. I had it for a while, but I figured I could use the money for something else now.
So they're basically paying roughly 80 cents a pack, something like that?
Yep. Yeah, so it's good. They could probably break them up and sell them by the box or the packs, or make mint sets and so forth. So there's definitely potential to make more money on that.
I wonder what a graded pack goes for on that. Probably not very much, because it seems to be a fairly common.
Yeah, they made a lot of those. I think Elvis did some earlier ones though that are more.
Oh yeah, the Bubbles Inc. I think they were.
Yeah,
yep,
Donruss is common, but still you're talking, 40 years old or so,
right.
Whatever. So. All right, moving on. It's going to be football season soon. Just had the draft, and a lot of Buffalo Bills fans in this area. All right, Josh Allen, who's their quarterback. He was a rookie a few years ago. I picked a big collection up of his autographed and rare cards about a year ago. So this is a set of 7. They're all signed, and they're all numbered anywhere out of 1 of 1s to 1 of 10. I had this up for $1,000, then I put it on sale for $900. I took $700, so about $100 a card. And right now, we don't know if there's going to be a football season, so these cards could be stagnant for another year. So for me, $700, I could use that right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, did it come out in that form, or did somebody build the set?
Some diehard collector was just stockpiling his cards when he was a rookie, and he put this together. And
okay.
So it's all 7 of them. There's different colors. There's gold. There's red. There's a press plate that's 1 of 1, and they're all hand signed by him. And pretty cool.
Neat.
All right, next, I hate dealing in these, but I picked them up for next to nothing. Piano rolls, a lot of 120 of them, and I think I paid $20. I didn't really want them. I bought them along with some records and stuff, so I figured I'll lot them out, get rid of it. I had it up for a few months. I think they sold for about $120, so about $1 a roll with the shipping. So I probably got $100 out of it.
Now I would assume, and if not, then then you should have. But I'm certain you probably took a fair number of pictures on those.
Yeah, I believe
so people could read all of the.
Yeah, she definitely did. She took. I think I give them 12 pictures. Take all 12 unless there's a reason to take more. But she mentioned all the companies or the labels, so to speak. So,
Okay, so somebody would know what
Yeah.
they're getting if they saw a few of them there that they really liked for some reason.
Yeah, I never dealt with them too much in the past, but I did a little research. There's certain labels and stuff that go for more money, so
Okay.
we had some of them in there.
Okay.
So like anything else, some common labels
Right.
as well. So, all right, moving on. I picked up a huge collection of die-cast trucks about a year ago, and in there was, I want to say, 700-800 Windrush trucks. Do you know much about Windrush?
They're a local company, weren't they?
Yeah, based out of Rochester. I think they went out of business a few years back, but some of these are super rare. They go for, this one went for $75. This is my most expensive one. Most of them generally sell for $20 to $50. We had most of them are in the box and they're labeled, so the buyers know what they're getting. The ones that aren't in the original box or no box will sell them for less. But there's rare ones that were regional. Companies paid this Windrush company to make trucks for their company with their labels and advertising on them. So, this was numbered out of 156. Other ones might be 1,000 and so forth. So, if you want any Windrush, we got about 500-600 left on eBay. All right, next one here. I bought a huge bound collection from a publishing company that went out of business about a couple years ago, and they had Saturday Evening Post, Life, Fortunes, all bound. I want to say there was 1,000 bounds in there. So, but we did the best with the Fortunes because they had the cover still and their early issues, and this one went for, I think I took about $125 for this one. It was a 6-month span, so about $20 an issue. But we sell these basically as is because there's thousands of pages, and we don't know if there's an ad pulled out or whatever. So, and we've had fine, everyone's been buying with no issues at all.
Yes, that's nice too. World War II era and all that sort of thing. So that's a nice magazine there for sure. What'd you say you took on it?
I think 120, 125, yeah.
So it's $20 an issue, which is a little bit lighter than you would get normally. But on the other hand, it's already bound, so there's some damage per se to them. They're not mint condition by any means or anything like that. Right. One quick thing: when you are listing bound volumes, and you did it certainly in there, it's actually, in my experience, less likely you're going to find them with the covers and the ads. A lot of times people will bind them without those. So definitely the fact that you mentioned that, I think that really, really helped sell it, because again, that's World War II era ads and all that sort of thing. Very, very, very nice item. Now it's into story time over here. Immunizing biologicals. Now this is something or other I actually sourced out of my garage, and I was out there going through things and I saw this, and it actually tells how vaccines are made. And I put it on up, and sure enough, it got a bid. And this is one of those crazy things, striking while the iron is hot. I suspect that had I put it up 2 or 3 years ago, it probably wouldn't have sold. And I probably would have ended up selling it for $10, $15 taken offer kind of deal a couple of years down the line. Just with everything going on there in the news and all that sort of thing, it was the absolute perfect time to sell it. I did add a couple of extra pictures, including showing how they were making the vaccines with the eggs and all that sort of thing. Yeah, so kind of an interesting thing, but definitely strike while the iron's hot. I would suspect that if you got anything Spanish flu, now that always sells, but I would suspect that would sell even better right now, that sort of thing. So you got to sell the stuff when you can. Now, one of the big things is always you're bringing the noise, and I'm selling the cheap stuff.
Oh,
right?
I sell cheap stuff too. I just don't show it off.
Sadly, I'm showing off my best things, which is really, really sad. But I think it's time that we change things up a little, because I'm the Gucci guy.
Nice.
Took $10 on that, $10 offer.
You can't buy Gucci flip-flops for that, though.
No, I don't think you can buy a Gucci shoelace for that. And actually, I picked up a bunch of Gucci stuff, catalogs and all. I had gone to a sale in a very nice area of a local town, and they actually had some Gucci clothes and all that stuff for sale, shoes and that sort of thing for sale. And then they had the catalogs, and I've never actually seen the catalogs before. And I think they wanted $1, $2 each, something like that on the catalogs, because they were treating them like books. So it was like $2 for a hardcover, $1 for the softcover. So I went and bought all of them that I had, and this is either the last one or second last one that I had. I'm just happy to move it on out. But also knew we were doing the show, so I wanted to sell a Gucci item.
Perfect.
So yeah, there we are. I'm big time. Next thing up over here is a little hard to see there, but it's a snapshot. I took $8 on it. Now you see these weird prices, $9.93. It's because twice a year I run a sale. I'm running a 30% off sale on everything, so that lowered it down to $9.93. Somebody offered me $8 on it, free shipping, so I didn't make very much on it. That being said, it's one snapshot. Yeah. I had a pile of photos that I had just come across that was sitting in there, and that's another one of those items, because of everything going on, it sold. Sure. I would suspect. It's a cute little photo, kids dressed up as nurses, neat little thing, but I mean literally it's that size over there. So you're amazed what you can find in there, and you sit there and you say, oh, big deal, you made $4 or $5 after everything. That's for one photo that big. I mean, it could be laying anywhere and you end up getting it for nothing in a deal. You're at a flea market, you see that, and you're buying a bunch of stuff off the guy, throw it in your pile. He's not going to charge you for it. Next thing over here, wish I had brought it over here. I could have been in the band.
Nice.
Souvenir tambourine, $13.44. I think I took $10 on it, but it did ship overseas. And it's actually going on, and it's pretty funny because it's boxed up. And you move the box and it's making noise. So, and that kind of brings up another story. Didn't you have?
It's a little cheap though. $13, and that's all it's worth. I would think it'd be worth more than that.
I think I listed it at 19 and it had no offers. I think I paid 50 cents for it, something like that at a sale.
Is it big or small?
No, it's about this big over here, and it's a kid's version.
Gotcha.
So it's got the little plastic top on it and all that kind of thing. So I was happy to sell it. Again, it's the kind of thing that you just don't, I don't generally deal in, but I saw it, and because it was marked, I picked it up. But it's going to be kind of funny when it ships, and you're not going to know what I'm talking about because, again, I ambush you. Didn't you have a problem years ago with something shipping?
I have a problem every day with something
That's
shipping.
a setup. Something or other with Legos. Do you remember this story at all? I think you sent Legos, and the post office thought they were broken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so now I got to label all the boxes now, yeah. If it's a puzzle, if it's Legos or toys, I'll write on the box now so they know if it's shaking,
Yeah, I can't remember if they didn't deliver it or if there was some kind of an issue where they thought that the item was broken.
I think it came back to me the next day, and then I just reshipped it out. but I definitely put a label on there that it was Legos, toys.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just never know this kind of thing happens. I mean, I guess it's good that they're looking out for us, but if it is a puzzle, it's a Lego, it's going to make noise. This is going to make noise. I didn't really want to take it and in any way quiet it, but it'll be really funny, and I feel really bad for whoever's driving that postal truck because the whole time they'll hear the bells.
Got a long way to go too.
Yeah, all the way over to Germany. Oh God, you imagine being on that plane all the way to Germany with ding, 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 ding. Next item here we have, and it didn't go for very much, and it's been listed since 2013. Literature, a lot of 8 books, Shakespeare, that kind of deal. But what I did is I had gone through these and I had looked up on Amazon, and these were all books that at the time, back in 2013, they were basically penny books on Amazon. Back in the day, people would sell books for a penny, plus shipping. They'd make their money on the shipping. They wouldn't make much, but they'd make 50 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents each item that they sold. Nowadays, with the price of shipping going up, you'd actually lose money doing that. But this is just kind of extras. And I hate throwing books out. I just absolutely hate throwing things out. So I listed it. Didn't make a lot on it, but very, very happy to move it. The gentleman who gets it's going to get some Shakespeare, some various things like that. So good for him on that. But just kind of when you do have things left over, you don't necessarily have to throw them out. You can throw them together in lots. I know I've done a video before about lots, and this is just the perfect kind of thing to lot. I got something for it and kept it out of the landfill and made this gentleman happy. So it's something rather good to do with stuff. Now this one is kind of interesting. New York News Magazine, and it's not really a magazine. It's an insert to a newspaper. So almost like the New York Times Magazine and that kind of thing. Now I know you've had a fair amount of luck with those throughout the years as well. This is something that a lot of people don't think are worth anything. And I took and I listed it at auction for $24.20. And got an offer from somebody in Brooklyn shortly thereafter for $40.
Oh, wow, nice. And
I took it and was very happy to move it because when I had it, I figured it probably was worth about $20, $25, something like that. So I was happy to get the $40 out of it. And literally, it was just something or other for in the middle of a newspaper for the Sunday newspaper. So a lot of times you'll find things like that when you're out there. Think of how to market it. And again, this was only about Brooklyn, so it was just a neat little snapshot back in time. And then the last story we have for you here is a cassette lot of 4. I was out at a sale and they had cassettes, and I purchased a couple of sealed cassettes, blanks, and those actually sold pretty well. I think basically I grabbed every cassette that was branded, the various acts and that sort of thing, and then every sealed cassette the guy had, and I went down to the estate sale guy and I said, what do you want for the box? And he said, what do you want to pay for it? And I said, not much. And he didn't charge me much. And I think I was able to get $25 or $30 out of the 3 sealed cassettes. And then I was able to sell one of them over on Discogs. So what I did is I went through all of the cassettes and I checked Amazon. And sometimes you can sell them on Amazon, sometimes you cannot. And the ones that I was able to sell, I put on Amazon. Anything I wasn't able to put on Amazon, I went to Discogs. And then these were either very, very cheap on Discogs or I wasn't able to find them on Discogs. And so I put them together in a lot of 4, and they ended up selling, to France. So, hey, great. I don't know what in there the guy wanted. Maybe he wanted a couple of them. Maybe he's got a store in France and it's hard to find, and it was a good price. I really don't know what he's going to do with them. It's just kind of a neat thing. So when you're out at the sales and you do see cassettes, they do sell, obviously. And again, I didn't make a lot of money, but I did okay on it because I'm out of it through the other things I purchased also. And I'm going to catch you off guard again, which is my favorite time.
There we go. One of these days I'm going to remember.
I'm not too worried about that happening. How about 8-tracks? Have you had luck with those? Or
I don't like to deal with them. Again, I buy records, I sell records. And again, you're going to get 8-tracks sometimes and cassettes and so forth and piano rolls. But if they're sealed, I'll buy them no matter what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Or if, I think classic rock is good from the 70s, original Beatles and so forth. But then, again, I'm going to end up selling the junk in lots, which I don't like to do. I stockpile them and we'll sell 20, 50 in a lot. And they may sell for a quarter, 50 cents, a buck a piece in lots. It's very tedious work.
So things like, and I don't know, I've only ever had one 8-track in my life, and I had 5 copies of it.
Oh, nice.
It was Fonzie's Favorites, and it was sealed.
But that was a good one.
If I had a player, I'd know if it was good or not. Right. I think I ended up getting $10 to $15 each out of them. I had picked them up at an auction somewhere back in the day, and I think I'd paid $5, and they were with some other stuff, and I ended up getting about $15 each out of them, which probably is a good deal for the people buying them.
Sure.
But it was, it's 1950s type music, that sort of thing, from stuff they would have played during Happy Days. But you can find them out there, and I would absolutely agree. If you found them sealed, definitely buy them. Usually what I end up finding out there are John Denver and things like that. Yeah. And I never know if they're good or not, so I just end up not really buying them. I mean, occasionally I'll see something that might be good, an Aerosmith or something like that, and I'll check, and then of course it's always not very good, so I end up not buying it. But yeah, it's kind of neat. The cassettes sell, all that sort of stuff. You just never know what you're going to find out there. And hopefully a few of these things that I've shown here have kind of got you thinking, hey, maybe that will be able to sell. Like the tambourine, for example, isn't anything either of us ever deal in. No. The fact it had the ship name on there, I just took a chance on it. And again, I'm not making a lot of money on these things, but I'm out at the sale anyway. And a lot of times that's how I look at things as well. When everything opens back up, you'll be at the sale. You're paying 50 cents for it. It doesn't take very long to list. If you're able to get $10, $15 out of it, it was a 50-cent investment in 5 minutes of your time. You're still doing pretty well on, when everything is said and done on it. So, I wouldn't go out of my way because they had a picture of a cruise ship tambourine at a sale. But if I happen to be there and it's sitting there and the price is right, I go ahead and buy it. So hopefully you've learned a few things out of this, and we'll see you next video.
Take it easy. Thank you.